Hello, welcome to this is Click Click Play 93. Flighty's there, you can tell. Here she is. Hello, Flighty. A bit of a cough there, have we?
Yeah.
Don't forget me this time. How are you doing, Flighty? Well, I'm Biggest Best. This is Click Click Play 93. This is a Twitch special. We're here with 3 other Twitchers. Brenda said, look at all those gorgeous faces. Sarcasm doesn't become you, Brenda. How are you doing? So I'm Biggest Benners. I'm joined by my three favorite people on Twitch. Except
you're lying.
everybody in chat as well. Any Twitch people in chat, they're also my favorite. And anybody listening later, also my favorites. Flighty, how are you doing, Flighty?
I'm doing very well. I'm very tired. I've been watching a lot of very annoying videos all week that we will be talking about here today.
Brilliant. If anybody looks and thinks this is a weird layout, like there's a load of white space. Next week I am working on a new layout for the podcast, so it'll look a little fresher. Yeah.
Fancy.
Going for like the intro look, with the neon lights and stuff. I think it'll look a bit nicer. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. Yeah, so you've been watching.
It's gonna be really awkward when you haven't done it now.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah. I definitely did not wake up about an hour ago.
I feel like you did a panic tweet with we're live in an hour. I felt the panic in that tweet a little bit.
And it was also a little bit of panic because I left the house like I'm gonna have to run and grab some food because I don't have I can't spend time cooking and stuff like that. So went outside the house. Ben, I was like, wait, what? I turned around, it was Malk. And I saw Malk.
Nice.
So I chatted with Malk for a few minutes, and I was in my back of my head, I was like, I have not brushed my teeth. I'm just kind of rushing out here like a total mess, just rolled out of bed. Luckily, he was such a nice guy, Mark, though. I was happy to be a bit late. Yeah. But, yeah, who else can we hear? We can also hear the one, the only, Mellom.
Hello, I am here.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
How's the hangover?
I can't feel it. I think I'm numb.
Yeah, you're still drunk. That's what it is.
Yeah.
When Mellom starts being offensive, you know he's drunk.
No, when I start to be nice.
Is it? Oh, you're always nice, Mellom.
Yeah, I know.
And the beauty we have in the corner, the other corner, not Flighty, Dagon Ma.
Hello. just to be absolutely clear, Flighty is also a beauty.
I said the other. Did I say the other beauty or the other corner? I meant to say the other beauty. Oh dear.
You said both. You said both.
Okay.
There's no taking backsies.
How are you doing, Dagon?
Thank you for having me on, Ben. I'm doing really good. Really good.
Anytime.
It's been a hot second, so I'm like really glad to be here, and I'm really excited about today's topics. I'm like, I got my coffee ready, so I'll be talking a mile a minute.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of caffeine left over.
Good.
Oh, actually, I've got 2 more beers left. I'll have a couple of beers and be rowdy at the end. Start teeing. Is that what they call nowadays? They spill the tea. That's it, isn't it? I watched a RuPaul's Drag Race before.
English teacher going on here.
Yeah. I will spill the tea, as the young people say.
So I don't actually watch RuPaul, but speaking of RuPaul, is everybody like up to speed on the Opalance meme?
Nope.
No.
Oh my god. Okay, never mind. Ruined. Never mind.
I haven't watched RuPaul in years. Last one I watched was, I think it was the really, really funny one when Bianca Del Rio was the winner. Apparently, teeing means being honest. Yeah, that's right. Do people not know? Yeah. May doesn't know it. Spill it. I
think you just made the word, so I'm super. Because now we can be like the woke lit.
Yes.
Hipsters. Let's start with. Yeah, we're the first.
Yeah.
First. That's also a thing. First.
Your chat is pointing out that I'm actually matched with my mug, which I'm going to now say was completely intentional. And just for the record, I wore this just for your chat, Ben.
Yeah, they are thirsty.
I know that they're used to seeing me in this in wrestling. This is my official wrestling lumber sexual outfit.
Yes,
wonderful.
It's amazing. You're I think No, you're not the champ anymore. You and May, future tag
We
team
got
champs.
dethroned.
Yeah, I think maybe tonight you might have a title fight. So we'll see.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
So well, let's go. Should we go into what games? Let's go. What games we've been playing? I'm not going to play the intro bit because YouTube keeps flagging it as copyright. So Andre needs to change the video. But Flighty, what have you been playing?
Oh shit. Okay, hang on. I finished Dishonored.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna try and shoot through Celeste.
Good luck.
Yeah. Oh god, I don't want to spoil it, but I think I'm in the middle. So Jesus Christ. Climbing up that mountain.
Yeah.
And as always, I'm playing Warframe off stream because it is the best multiplayer game on the planet of Earth.
Oh, so you haven't played Division 2 yet?
Oh,
I don't. Uh-oh. Did we just start a fight here?
What's good about Warframe? People say it's really, really fast. That's all I've heard. It's fast and complicated.
It is fast and complicated. It's definitely not for everyone. I'm sure that we've all ascertained. I like it because it soothes my anxiety through repetition.
Mm-hmm.
One of its nicknames is War Farm because really it's all about, you know, farming materials and building new warframes. And they do have like a PvP arena now, and they have a really cute little team game. It's kind of like Highlight a little bit, so you can just play this cute little mini game with people, and you like throw a ball around and you try to get it in the goal and shit.
Oh, you'd like FIFA?
I tried playing FIFA the other day and I accidentally clicked story mode, and it was the worst experience of my entire life.
I thought that's meant to be cool. It's meant to be all, you know, funky.
I really, really wanted to start playing FIFA just so I could annoy people who actually enjoy football.
I wanted to do that with Madden because I had access to the EA vault or something.
Yeah. Ugh. It just it makes me cringe a little bit thinking about it. But yeah, that's all I've been up to.
Nice. Yeah, I'm
nice.
what did you ever see the, I think it was NBA 2K15 story mode that was written by Spike Lee, and the dude,
Was it really?
yeah, and then the guy who you're with, so your character, like, I'm pretty sure his best friend's like a real dick and wants you to just go out and party. If I remember right, it's like he's really jealous that you're becoming this NBA player, and he's, you know, he really hates it, but he's kind of happy because you're his friend, and he hates it. And then he dies, and then he comes back as a ghost and is like coaching you as a ghost.
Oh my god, that sounds wonderful.
I played the entire campaign. I played the entire story mode of that. It was so much fun, but terrible.
So amazing.
Yeah, because the guy who's, because it also was I think they've stopped doing it now, but you could take photo of your face with your camera, your phone camera, whatever, like from 20 different angles, or it might be in the PlayStation camera, and then it would make your character on the screen. And
that's right. Yeah.
we did that.
And how well did that work?
Well, Dave was next to me, and I was like, okay, it's going, and then it was all like loading, and then we were just like, oh, I wonder what it looks like. The second it came up, Dave like screamed with laughter at how ugly and weird looking it looked. And do you want to know another strange thing? Like about 6 months later, we were in a club and saw a guy the exact same spitting image of that character.
Fine. Guy.
And we keep seeing him every now and again, and go, oh, look, it's your character. He's about 7 feet tall as well, so it's quite
perfect.
Yeah, strange. We live in a simulation, says mate. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, poor guy. All right, Mellom, have you been playing any sports in games?
I haven't.
Oh.
And this week I actually haven't played that many games. I haven't played anything new. I've just been chilling with some Minecraft and watching you guys play that terrible Division 2.
Oh. That GameSpot have given a 9 out of 10 to so far.
Yeah, people are insane. It's crazy. But and then I played some Apex, and that's basically it this week.
I saw they leaked.
I haven't been playing that much.
I saw they leaked the new character. Did you read much about that?
No, nothing.
No, me neither. I just saw the picture of it. I'm looking forward to the season pass. I'm gonna save it until the season pass comes out, I think. What do you think to Minecraft though? Because I don't think we've spoken since you started playing Minecraft, and then you got me into it. Like, I'm playing Minecraft. And I thought, oh, all right, I'll just play just for an hour. And like for about an hour, I was going, oh, why do people play this? This is really boring. And then what time did I stop streaming? Yeah, like I did a 13-hour stream, I think.
5 in the morning or something.
I had a beautiful house though.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying
It's all about like if you enjoy being creative and try. It's not a extremely beautiful game or anything, or really well made. It's just you can do whatever you want, and if you're a creative person, you will enjoy it.
Yeah, even I enjoy it.
And its modability like really extends, gameplay, right? So like you could put, hundreds of hours into vanilla, get bored with it, and then you just start installing mods, and it's just like infinite possibilities.
What are the mods like? Because we're on a private server run by Kato from Norwegian Thunder Boys, so I like that it's kind of a private server, so everyone you see is somebody you know. What are the mods? Have you played it, Dagon?
There's so many. I played on like Pokemon servers where it's just an emulation of the whole Pokemon world, and you go around and catch Pokemons and duel people.
Wow!
It's like it's no end to what you can do.
Yeah. I've played a lot of the Feed the Beast mod packs. And I like the larger mod packs. So Feed the Beast publishes some mod packs that like have a whole bunch of different things all like thrown together, and they try to make it all work together. And I really enjoy that, especially like playing with my stream community, because like if people aren't familiar with it, they can play it like it's vanilla, but it's not vanilla. And if you want to start tinkering with stuff, you just pick a random monster to start playing with it. It's pretty fun stuff. I haven't played it in a long time though. It's been like, I don't know, 6 months. I've been busy.
Wow. I just built a house. I didn't even know you could do all this stuff. Went to hell to get some nice red roof colors. You ever played Minecraft, Flighty?
Yes, I played the living shit out of some Minecraft.
I didn't realize how many people loved it. Well, I've seen it. I thought it was just for kids, but then I played it and was like, this isn't just for kids. This is awesome. It's like Lego.
Oh boy, you've been sleeping for a long time.
Yeah.
When it came out in 2009?
Yeah, it was way back when. Well, I think it was in alpha earlier than that. I think it was like, because I bought it during beta. I bought it during I forget what version, like beta 13 or something. It was like I don't remember what year that was, but I was a lot younger then.
Yeah.
I recently found out that Notch, the creator of Minecraft, is transphobic and like just not a great human being.
No, he keeps digging that hole deeper.
I was really disappointed. I'm glad that he doesn't have he's not making another dime off of Minecraft.
Yeah.
I think he's fine with those 7 billion or something he got.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I looked at if you look at the replies whenever he comes out with stuff like that, like all the comments are replying to him going, that maybe not that, which I was quite surprised. Normally you get people who are like just complete absolute fans of it, and they'll defend them, defend these people to the edge of the earth. But like his fans just like, no,
no,
don't agree with that. Which I quite appreciate. What games have you been playing, Dagon?
Well, we recently finished Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ooh.
And I ugly cried on stream. It was not pretty.
It was darling.
I think it was probably my most watched VOD too, which is disturbing. I think my community really likes to watch me cry. So I've been really busy like editing my Kingdom Hearts videos into a
editing the crying out
for YouTube. Yeah, well, that too. That was not going to end up in YouTube, all right?
Why did it suddenly cut out for 5 seconds?
I've been taking my Twitch streams and like modifying them for content more appropriate for like YouTube consumption, and that's taken a while. I'm about done with Kingdom Hearts 2, but I have 2 other games to do. And so in between like that, I've been doing community games, just like multiplayer games that I'm not going to record. I'm not going to turn into a Let's Play on YouTube, so I can get actually caught up. And so we've been playing a lot of 7 Days to Die, a lot of Dead by Daylight. We played Smash Brothers last Thursday. So we're going to keep playing that. And then on April 15th, I'm going to be playing Dragon Quest 11, and I'm really excited about that. That's going to be a thing I'm also going to turn into a Let's Play.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm waiting for that for Switch. I think it's coming to Switch later this year, so I'd quite like to play it.
Cool. Yeah, I already have it on PC. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten it on Switch. So.
I've heard really good things. Like it's a real, just typical. It's one of those like perfect JRPGs. It's got everything you could want.
I've heard really good things. I'm really excited. And this is actually my first Dragon Quest game. But I heard so many good things from my community about the Dragon Quest series that I decided to do a series playthrough of Dragon Quest. So like after I'm done with 11, we're going to be playing Dragon Quest 1 through 9.
Wow.
10 is like 10 is an MMO that you have to be in Japan to play.
Oh.
And I'm not going to like, there's no localization. I can't read Japanese. So
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to play
Isn't
that
it
one.
just a few that is released in America and Europe?
Nope. All the others have been released in one form or another, whether it was on 3DS or mobile or whatever, but they're all available now.
Okay.
You're gonna play Dragon Quest Builders. Speaking of Minecraft, that looks. I'm gonna be getting Dragon Quest Builders 2. I think when that comes out in a few months. I've heard really good things.
I was looking at that. I might. It looks like a lot of fun. I might get into that. I'm gonna have to take a look. I'll hold off. I'll wait and see what other people like you think of it before I decide on whether or not I want to get it.
The reviews for the first one were really good, and then they seem to have just added more and added online co-op now, I think, to the new one. And yeah, it's already out in Japan. It seems to be well received. Nice. And how's Final Fantasy 14 going?
It's going.
Yeah.
I'm doing a little bit. It's like, sometimes, especially when you get to end game, MMOs become like a second job,
Right.
And so there's not enough hours in the day. If like someone in my community the other day was asking if I was going to get into like the high end rating content, like the Savage content for Final Fantasy 14, I was like, okay, if like somehow we have another 10 hours every day, sure. Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
Not enough time in the day.
Keep going back.
I'm enjoying it.
I keep going back to it and then just fall off instantly. I just play one. I play it for maybe 2 hours and go, yeah, don't quite really know what I'm doing here now. I don't know where the main story quest is. I've lost the main story quest. I have no idea where it is. So I just kind of wander around doing the odd little thing and then go, no. Also,
they patched it so that wherever you are in the corner of your screen, that shows you where the main story quest is now. Because that was common.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to you was really common. Everyone would like take a long break and then figure lost. Like, where am I supposed to go?
Yeah, because it's got the little wavy flame thing, doesn't it, for a main story quest? I can't find it. It's not in one of my quests, so I need to. I don't know. I was just a bit bugged.
Even if you.
I was a bit.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was a bit bugged with the camera. I don't know why it is, but the camera in that, because I used it with mouse and keyboard. Then I was like, I'm gonna sit back and play with it with a controller, because that's how I played 500 or 600 hours on the PS4 with it. So I got my Xbox controller, and the camera is auto changing all the time. And I tried to turn it off in the settings, but it didn't seem to work. And I just didn't really, it didn't click with me. It looked a bit weird. So I don't know. Maybe I will get into it when what's the new one coming out called?
It's Shadowbringers. I think it's coming out in June.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'll end up. It'd be quite tempting to go and try and whiz through it. But I find between.
I would suggest to resub and just get through the main story quest, because it does show you and on the UI where you go now.
Okay.
So.
I'll look for it. Maybe I was just blind. I need to go in.
But Ben, were you just unsure if you were gonna get a new game?
Yeah. Well, this isn't a new game. This is an expansion. And the thing is that I wouldn't be able to play it until.
But I can answer for it. If something gets released, you buy it.
That's true. He's still drunk, isn't he? Savage, isn't it, Ellen?
I'm preaching the truth.
Yeah, no, it's true. I probably will. But then, if I bought it though, I'd probably not be able to play any of the content for another 20, 30 hours. Have this done the same thing between the original base game and a Realm Reborn and what's it called, that first expansion? Heaven's Ward, where it's a million quests in the middle. They're just go here, go and say hello to this person, then go over that way, and I got really
I don't think it's as bad this time around. Like there's definitely story quests coming out in each patch, but it's not as, we'll say, lengthy as
Yeah.
between A Realms Reborn and Heaven's Ward, so it's not too bad. And it's actually interesting. Like I feel like the A Realm Reborn quests and the ones leading up to Heaven's Ward, the quests were just so painful and like so I was so disinterested, no emotional attachment whatsoever. But they've made the main story quest a lot better now.
Yeah, I've never got to the end game. I started playing it. I think I started playing it just before Heaven's Ward got released, and I never. They keep pushing it further back. Like what they keep adding so much like story quests. I could just never quite get to the end. I keep getting tempted and going and restarting, getting a new character. I wish they'd release a new class that started from level 1. That would be nice.
They do.
Which one? They keep releasing them and putting them at like level 30 or level 50. It's like their main.
Well, okay, so yeah, like Red Mage, they did that.
Samurai.
Let's see. So in Heaven's Ward, well, right before Heaven's Ward, they released Ninja, and that starts at level 1.
Yeah.
And Samurai, I'm pretty sure. Does Samurai start at 50? I don't think so. I think that started at 1.
No, that's 30 because I've got it.
Oh, 30. Okay.
I think that released at the same time as Red Mage.
Yeah, there are new classes coming out. I don't know what level they're going to start off at. They have like a new class called the Blue Mage, but it's not like really a like real class. It's like they cap it at 50, even though their cap is 70 right now. So it's supposed to be like a old world kind of thing you just play around with.
Yeah, Blue Mages in the Final Fantasy universe usually take on the attributes of other classes.
Monsters.
Monsters, right.
Yeah. And so they absorb skills of the monsters. And like Snowlush like got all the abilities like, I don't know, 4 days after the class came out. That guy's absolutely nuts for that game. It's funny. But it would look really interesting. I want to play around with it. I just need to find the time.
I wonder if they'll release another MMO or just keep building on this.
I don't know. It's so risky for them because if you remember how bad 1.014 was, like I don't know if they want to risk, like maybe sometime far off in the future, but I think they're pretty happy with how 14 is going for them right now.
Yeah, they're making a shit ton of money, and if they keep releasing classes and content and shit, why not?
Yeah, I mean the engine has been able to age pretty well. I mean their graphics engine looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing, and as long as they can keep improving on that, it might end up to a point where Warcraft, where they end up hitting a technical limit in the graphics engine, and so they can't really improve too much beyond that. But I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, we'll probably talk about it more next week with Jordan as well. But I've been playing a lot of Division 2. Currently on 40 hours, maybe. I'm not sure. Since the release on Tuesday. So I've been, loving this. Apparently, the max level is 450. Like, they're the things that are dropping. I'm 449. So I'm getting quite close to the end and getting to the end game stuff. But then there's loads that they're going to be releasing in the next few months, like raids. But anyway, Division 2, it's a cover shooter. If you played the first one, you're going to love it. And it's exactly what I wanted.
If you liked the first one.
Yeah. If you didn't like the first one, you're probably not going to like this one. No. Can't convince new people. It's more of the same. If you like covering and shooting, it does that in abundance. There's so much to do. And I've converted so many people into fans of the Division. It's great.
Tricked. But how it's like the customization now with like the talents and stuff? Is it more now, or is it the same?
Oh, loads more. Like, so when you get to it's not a spoiler because they've published trailers about this. But when you get to Endgame now, last time when you got to Endgame, it was just like, okay, every few months we're going to release a wave-based mission that's very difficult. Okay, and it was like, great, that was awesome. And they were all right, but then they kind of added gear sets and all this type of extra stuff like the DLC. This time around, though, as soon as you hit the end game, well, they've got like the normal story missions, which they had in the original game, but now they've got these things called strongholds, which are really tough battles. One of them, the Capitol building, you go into the House of Representatives and you're bombing people and, having a proper fight in there, which is really cool. But that opens up level, like the post-game stuff, which you can choose at the moment. There are 3 specialities. So you can be like a sniper or a destructor, and then there's another one called a survivalist. Not quite sure what that's based on, but you have a crossbow, and they all have their own different skill trees that you you get points for, and you can unlock special like customization of it. So there's so much to do. But yeah, if anybody, I'm sure next week we'll be talking about it with Jordan, but I love it. It's awesome. And I have no like affinity to DC. I've never been to DC. I recognize 2 or 3 places, but like the atmosphere in there is incredible.
I was watching a friend play that today, and even if I don't think I would enjoy it, it looks like they have such a good grasp of the whole atmosphere thing. Because in the first game, like that snowy New York was fucking bang on. It was excellent. It was very nostalgic for me. And it looks like with this, the fellow who I was watching play, he said he's from that part of the country, and he was like, they perfectly captured like the summer air there. And I was like, I don't even know how you do that, but I'm gonna take your word for that, because that's a pretty high commendation there. So
probably it's a 1-to-1 replica of the city as well. Like every street is in there, whereas New York, it kind of missed out loads of streets, obviously, because it's such a huge area, whereas this is like every street is in it. There might not be as many traffic lanes as there are, you know.
Yeah, DC's not very big.
No.
Yeah, I used to live there, and it's a really small city. Like if you count like the greater DC area, like Northern Virginia, Maryland, and stuff, it's too big, right? But like you could pretty easily remodel DC in a game. Yeah, not a very large area.
It's awesome. They're definitely like going for. I think they realize there aren't as many iconic places as there are in New York, so instead that they're bringing more like politics and history into it. Like you go and you have to go into this vault to rescue the what's the independence thing that you got? Statue of Independence, something like that?
Declaration of Independence.
Declaration, that's the one, yeah. So you have to go and rescue that from a vault.
You're so British.
I don't know. Some traitorous act. So you have to ask the French to help. No, I went and then there's like the Washington Monument. You can go into like there's some really cool things. Also, there is loads of hidden things in there. I was doing a mission. All of a sudden, it kind of the screen froze for me. Well, not froze, but like I froze. My character froze. He couldn't move him, and then everything. There was loads of interference. Then all of a sudden, this dude appears, and it just says unknown over him, and then he kind of disappears. And then I was just wandering around a few hours later, and I got that same interference again, and it was getting stronger and stronger. Then all of a sudden I suddenly stopped. This is like outside, and in the courtyard I just saw a guy just run off, and I don't know, it just freaked me out. There's just loads of little hidden things like that. There's also like 12 secret bosses that you go at certain times. A lot of them are at night, and if you like ring this number, or if you ring a number and then go and access this computer, he'll appear. And there's loads of. They've just got such a good grasp. I think Zach was telling me, talking to me last night, saying how it's a perfect example of a living world where there's just, you know, like an MMO, but obviously it's, you know, non-subscription, which I love.
You know, we were watching it. So you were up on our screen last night, and Snowlush was watching you play it. And like Snowlush was like kind of doing his own thing on the computer, but then like I'm in the kitchen cooking. He turns around and says, "What the hell is Ben playing? This looks like Destiny, but in the White House."
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Basically.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah. Let's say hello to Snowlush for me. Yeah, it's pretty much is Destiny. It's got bounties. You know, you got your daily quests, your weekly quests. Your base of operations in the White House. I'm annoyed that you can't sit down at the desk in the Oval Office though. You have to stand there. So and yeah, you go to the press briefing room. It's cool. As a politics nerd like me, I'm loving the game, especially from that point. And
that
also
is a little. I can't imagine, like, it would be so funny if you could sit at the desk, because I'm just imagining like a bunch of people just crowded around the desk in the instance that you're in.
Yeah.
That would be fucking funny. They missed out.
Yeah. And I'm dressed as some kind of Franco era dictator with my medals and my captain's hat on. I look
how is that
swanky.
different from? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't get too political.
I've never seen him wear a suit that fits him, to be honest. But But all the content that's coming out in the future, they're not gating it off. That people who've got the season pass can access it a week earlier, which is, for someone obsessive like me, that's great. It's worth it. But for a lot of people, you just get the expansion stuff free of charge as soon as it's available, and it includes some like hefty stuff. Like there's going to be a big mission. I think it's a stronghold or a large mission in the Pentagon that they're releasing soon. That's going to be kind of cool too.
Neat.
And then there's another couple of things. But yeah, loads of like new specializations, end game specializations. There's a whole world tier. So once you've finished the main game and you've gone through all the missions and you've got to level 30, you go into world tier 1, and it's all about trying to get your gear score quite high. It's not a massive grind. I was impressed, unlike Destiny, and then you have to complete these 2 strongholds and a main mission. So like at the end game, without spoiling anything too much, a whole new faction takes over, and all the original missions have got a new bent on them, and you're not fighting the same battle, but they're within the same mission. And then as you're doing this, it progresses to World Tier 4, which is what I'm on, and they haven't released the 5th one yet, which sounds insane. But yeah, I could talk for hours on it, and I'm sure next week with Jordan as well, who's enjoying it as well. Like Jordan's been playing that a lot, been posting about it, and it seems to be loving it too. So we'll have a bit of a love in next week, I think.
I'm sick next week.
It'd be good to have someone critic. Well, no, actually, you have to play it, Mellom, to realize how that if you don't like it. When's Sekiro out anyway? I can't wait to play that and tell Mellom how terrible it is.
Yeah, I'm not that hyped actually.
I read you can't farm it to make it easier, so I'm not looking forward to it as much. I'll probably just play a boss like 10 times and die and go, fuck this game. I'm not one with patience.
We know.
Anyway, let's stop testing our audience's patience. Let's go into the Twitch special area. Blah, 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 blah. We don't have an intro thing for that, so Mellom will do a little dance. Brilliant. There we go. Okay.
What's are we practicing?
Yeah, that was.
That's just how it is.
I thought that looked familiar.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with this dance here.
Wow, poor people. Look how embarrassed he is.
It's called flossing, isn't it?
Is it?
Is that what it's called?
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Wow.
That's
Sure.
that's under a different category name on the websites I go to. But
Okay, so
Check it out.
first topic is I think we've got topics. Well, Flighty, you're a big fan of stream coaches, aren't you?
I spent the last week watching a lot of 6-minute videos. At one point, I got really depressed. Like legitimately, I had to go lay down and be sad for a little while because of the stuff I was watching.
But these are stream coaches. They should be inspiring you, Flighty, to stream.
I mean, I'm sure they inspire some people. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see both sides of the issue, and I think I can. I'm a very cynical person by nature, but I do try to give people the benefit of a doubt. So I'm trying to go into this like I actually had to type this out for myself. They are not the enemy, and I keep having to like refer back to that sentence so I can like stay on track. Yeah, I get the vibe from watching a lot of stream coaches, and in fairness, I've only watched about 3 stream coaches and 1 self-proclaimed stream doctor. There seems to be a bit of a difference there. The stream doctor seems to be focused on the technical aspects of streaming, which is all sort of quantitative advice that can be like acted upon, and you know if it will work or if it won't. The stream coaching advice is very qualitative in that there's no way you can know if it'll work or not because it's all purely theoretical.
And Dini's asking a very good question. What is a stream coach? I think we should have maybe started with that.
Right. Yeah, so like a stream coach is someone who proclaims to be able to coach you into having a better stream in some way or another, whether it's like improving your technical setup or improving your visibility, improving the numbers of your stream. Like they're kind of all over the spectrum, right? But these are people who their content creation revolves around helping other content creators, supposedly. Allegedly helping other content creators.
Allegedly.
And there are streamers that have like built up their entire careers around this. Like there's one streamer that, you know, she got partnered doing this.
Only this.
From what I can tell, I've never seen her do anything else.
Now, if I am to believe, and I have to because I have seen no contrary evidence, she said she started playing games, but she didn't like talk to her chat or interact with anybody. She just like got on camera and played games.
It's like Mellom.
Pretty much.
I'm joking.
Mellom's got that Norwegian charm, though.
You're gonna be a stream coach now, Mellom.
Yeah, I am. I found a way.
Oh my god, I would pay for that because I would love to just hear the dry delivery of
Yeah.
just everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, people are so nice today.
So I have been so excited to hear Dagon's opinions. Please fire into that. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. All right. I went to TwitchCon and I saw one of the larger stream coaches like give a live talk. And I'm not going, first of all, I'm not going to disparage any content creators. I'm not going to like drag anyone's name through the mud, but I will name names because I think it's important to know who we're talking about here. So I was listening to a talk by Ashney Christ, and that was the first stream coach I had ever been exposed to, where like I didn't even know stream coaching was a thing till I heard her talk at TwitchCon. And I think she gave some really good advice. Some of it was kind of obvious, some of it was non-obvious, and some of the non-obvious things I thought sounded like really good ideas. They kind of resonated in me. And so I started to like think about the things that she was saying, and I started to like implement some of the ideas I got from her talk, right? And so I got some pretty positive results from that. And so I was like, well, maybe there's something to this, you know? So I started listening to her podcasts and stuff. I started to like follow a lot of these other like stream coach people, right? But then I noticed something. First of all, sometimes their advice is going to be off the mark, in my opinion. And these are all opinions. This is very subjective.
Yeah.
You know, this is not objective in any way, shape, or form. But sometimes, if for me at least, they miss the mark entirely. Things like recommending people only stream like 3 or 4 times a week to create like artificial demand for your content was just completely bonkers to me.
Yeah.
I did not agree with that at all. I think that maybe the better way to say that, I mean, I get where she was coming from. I think it might have been better to say something like, okay, stream as much as you're able to while still creating quality content. You know, if you're streaming every day and you're just completely drained and you're not fun, you're not creating good content, that's not good. But also, if you're not putting your foot out there when you could be making really good content for people, that's also not good. You know, so I think it would have been better to say, you know, stream as much as you can while still making good content and not dragging yourself down. But that's not what she said, right? And there have been other pieces of advice I've seen from stream coaches that just didn't make any sense to me. And so eventually I was like, first I was like, oh, wow, you know, stream coaches, these are awesome, right? I'm getting like really good advice. Then it turned into, well, you know, just like any other thing, anything else in my life, if I hear some advice, I take it with a grain of salt, right? But if it sounds like a good idea to me, like if it makes sense to me, then I'll experiment with it. I'll try it out, you know, but the problem I see with a lot of these stream coaches is a lot of people take their word as gospel. You know, Yeah, they listen to every single word these stream coaches say, and that is the law. That is fact. You know, if you don't do it this way, you are not going to be successful. Like, and that's just so incorrect. That's just not a good, healthy way of approaching it, I don't think. And that's just and that's my opinion on stream coaches that are like, I would say the ones that are not necessarily taking advantage of people. I think that there are stream coaches out there that are really taking advantage of people, like big time, like charging crazy amounts of money for just common sense advice and all this other stuff. And I just think that is so scummy. So scummy. I don't agree with that at all. I do like I don't agree with a lot of things that Ashley Christ says, but I do like her model where she gives away her advice for free, but then she does have a paid service where she will actually coach you, but that's like a one-on-one thing where she's actually providing you with a service where she's like watching your stream. She's like giving you individual tailored advice and that kind of thing and trying to help, you know, improve your content and stuff. And I think that's a little bit better than charging people like, you know, $50 a month or whatever for super impersonal advice, like don't forget to drink water and take a dump before you go on stream.
That's why we're late today, by the way. Good couple of kilos lighter. Now, thing is though, you see some streams, like I've done it before. This is one of the reasons why I don't blind host anymore. I used to be like, oh, let's just pick someone from the community and we'll host them, and I'll host them, and there are some really bad streams like out there that are people. It's not, but maybe the thing is they don't. I wonder if they don't know it. You know, they don't know that there's having loads of people on Discord at the same time shouting at the person and talking with them is like a really impersonal thing, and it puts loads of people off. Or that there's some kind of static noise on the camera they don't realize, or the fact that they're on their mic, static noise on their mic, or their camera's taking up like a quarter of the screen, things like that. Like maybe the reason these stream coaches are around is because there are lots of people that possibly need it, or maybe they don't have the ability to go onto Reddit. So when I'm at work, I just spend my entire time when I'm not teaching, obviously, when I'm just chilling around on Reddit, like looking at either some video game subreddits to see what's going on, or I often go on Twitch, the Twitch subreddit, which I mean I do not recommend because it's just a real hive mind of like the same opinions, and you know, this is the way to stream and there's no other way, and anybody that disagrees will be downvoted into history. Like I would just say go on there. That like it's pretty much that the advice that people are coming out with on the Twitch subreddit is the same stuff I see that's being spouted by these stream coaches online.
I totally agree. It's just, God, I don't know. Like I have such strong feelings about some of these things, and like I'm trying to like filter myself a little bit.
This isn't your channel, Dagon. You're not on your own channel. You can say whatever you want, and nobody. Well, they might not realize.
If you need to be told that you should read chat while you stream, if you need to be told to have drinks in front of you in stream, so you have something to drink, if you need to be told to I don't know, talk about things that are happening in the game, not just sit there like brain dead, then maybe streaming isn't for that person that advice is targeting. You know, I mean, like, you know, if you're having fun doing, if it's like a hobby, if you don't want it to be like, if you just want to like, put yourself out there and see where it goes, great, you know. But if you're wanting to create like really quality content for people and you're having to be told these things, I just feel like, I don't know, you might want to reevaluate your, you know, what you're investing your time into. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if like, how many people are listening to these stream coaches? They're all getting the same advice. They're all going to be doing the same things. You don't need an army of 1,000 streamers doing the same exact thing, trying to find that quote unquote success on Twitch. You need difference. You need different people on Twitch. Like that's what people are looking for. They want content that they can't find anywhere else. You know?
Make us interested by this. Like people do sometimes need to just hear obvious advice from an outside source because people don't think about them and then like forget them. And Andy says a lot of streamers don't notice that they ignore their chat, or that they. I mean, I knew it before I started streaming because I spent like a good month or two. I ordered my PC, and then I was like 2 months before it, so I was looking at like everything. I was reading everything. Okay, you should constantly have your chat. Put your chat in like as big as you can. Just out of eye shot, so you can see. I cannot use words today. I only just woke up recently, but yeah, like you should always have your chat really close by so you can see as soon as somebody messages, and like all these tips and stuff I found quite useful, or whether it's just reassuring and just kind of having it hammered into my head so that I wouldn't make mistakes when I was streaming, which everyone still does.
Yeah, but I struggle to agree with a lot of the things you say, because the only thing I mean is like, do what the hell you want. There's so many different streamers, and there's so many different viewers that want to see different stuff. And I agree that a lot of stuff is a really good thing to do with your stream, and I agree that a lot of stuff will help you grow maybe faster. But there is so many like partnered streamers that doesn't follow so many of those rules you're talking about. It's like some people are, well, I know streamers that play not popular games. They don't want to use camera, maybe they don't use a lot of time with chat. They don't talk a lot about the game. They're just enjoying the game. Some of them even have like 10 people on Discord and are talking with them, and they still have like 100 viewers. And so it's like you can do whatever you want. The most important thing for me is like, if you're having fun, you guys can just, if you remember, like every time you're starting to laugh on stream, or you're just feeling everything is really cool right now, it goes 5 seconds and somebody is following, because it's getting your vibe. And it always happens like when you're really enjoying it. So, and I agree, like from a technical side, I think like coaching can be a really good thing, because there's a lot of stuff that I've been using Ben as a coach on so much like technical
don't
stuff.
listen to me. Technically. don't listen to me.
Because I don't know anything about it, and in the end I don't really care about it, because I just want to sit and talk with my friends. That's it. But yeah, do your thing. But of course there is a lot of truth in what you guys are saying about there's many things that will help you like grow fast, and yeah, there are some rules for the majority, but you don't have to follow it.
That's a really good point. There's a big difference between stream coaches that offer like technical advice. Like, I'm all on board for that. That's great. There's a lot of like, you can be a fantastic entertainer and have zero computer skills. You might need that help to get your stream up, and you might be fantastic once you put yourself out there like that, So yeah, like I get that. But these stream coaches that are like, oh yeah, listen to me, and you're going to be partnered in 2 months, and you're going to have like a bajillion viewers and all this other stuff. That's hogwash. You know why? Is because a huge portion of this is, as much as nobody wants to hear it, a huge portion of it is luck.
Oh yeah,
it is luck. I know.
Did you see Lyric?
I know.
So did you see that tweet by Lyric? I think you might. That's one of the things I think that triggered this debate off, was him going, like, yeah, I was lucky. You can't teach to be popular on Twitch. There's certain things that will help. I mean, for me, they're just the two things: energy and enthusiasm. If what you're playing if you've got energy, you've got enthusiasm for the game. Mellom was talking about a guy whose partner doesn't use cam. I don't know if we're thinking of the same person. Really good friend of mine. He changed to a game. Like, he was a big Fortnite player. He used to get 30, 40 viewers per stream. Played Fortnite. Then all of a sudden, he got bored of it and switched to DayZ. And I remember looking at him, and when I was thinking, oh my god, he's got like 2 viewers, 3 viewers now. Like, he must have like hit him a bit, that this is suddenly like gone. And I'd tune in because he's a good friend, and I enjoy his stuff. But he loved the game so much that he's got so much enthusiasm for it that he's just grown and grown and grown and grown. And then recently he's decided to turn his cam off. And I thought, oh wow, it's okay, turn your cam off. I mean, it's weird because sometimes when he has an intermission, he'll bring the cam on, and it's not like he's just sat there in his underwear. It's he is there, just doesn't want the cam on there because the people who watch him are watching for the game and for the for his insight and his amazing ability to play this game. And like, so for me, I always thought, you should always have a cam. You should, interact and stuff and all the time with your viewers. But, it goes to show that like, he's now, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not a part. I'd be surprised if he's not a partner in a year because he's just growing and growing, and his energy and enthusiasm for the game is just, it's just really, really strong, and it's helped him, and he's growing a really big community.
And you have the flip side. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Flighty.
I just want to, on the subject of luck, I just want to fire off some numbers real fast that I got from Twitch.
Nope.
In April of last year, there were 15 million unique daily visitors, and there were 2 million unique monthly broadcasters. So if luck doesn't factor into it, I think some people don't understand how big those numbers are, how absolutely enormous those numbers are. And those numbers aren't going to be evenly spread across the board. Some people are going to get more, some people aren't going to get any. And like, that's where the whole luck thing comes in. Like, so many different factors need to converge in order for anybody to find you. And I think a lot of, unfortunately, Gothic's model kind of spat fire at somebody for saying, I think it was actually Lyric, who said, you can't teach luck. And she got offended because she was like, I work really, really hard on my stream. And it's like, that's not the point of luck. You can work as hard as you want, or you can work as little as you want. And there is no doubt in my mind that she works really hard on her stream, because it's she is a unique experience. Her stream is a unique experience, and she worked really hard to cultivate that experience. But there's so many different factors that converged for people to notice her. So
absolutely,
yeah, there's so many.
And you have the flip side too, where you have people who work really hard on their streams. They put on great streams, and then they never get enough viewers. Some of my really good streaming friends, they have fantastic streams. They're excellent streamers, very entertaining, very personable, very chatty with their chat. But they'll get 8, 9, 10 viewers when they're doing better work than half the partners out there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's also the thing to consider that a lot of partners were partnered back when Twitch wasn't as popular as it is now. Lyric is one of those people, which is kind of people posit that that's why he can get away with not having a camera, because he was one of the first people to do that. And people, since there wasn't a lot of content going around, it was easier for people to find him, and then they just kind of got used to that, and that became his identity. Yeah. And a lot of other partners have that benefit of having squeezed in there right when everything was starting. So again, that's the luck thing. But also they came into this whole thing when the market was just looking, oh God, I can't believe I've been watching so many of those videos. I can't believe I just used the word market. Ew.
Yeah.
The climate of Twitch has changed so much between when it was just in TV and now. It has changed so fucking much. So advice that could have gotten you through 2015 will not suffice now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, and even earlier, it was a much lower barrier to entry to become successful on Twitch when Lyric started, when it was just in TV, right? There weren't as many people broadcasting, but there were a lot of viewers, right? I mean, it was a lot easier back then. Now these days, I mean, there are so many content creators out there. You can just get lost in the sea of them. And there are also a lot of viewers, but it's just so hard to get that visibility. And I think that a lot of these stream coaches, they fall into this logical fallacy of, well, if I can do it, you can too.
Survivor bias.
Survivor
Absolutely.
bias. Yeah, it's just it doesn't work that way. You might have put a ton of work into your stream. You saw some success because of the combination of your work into it and luck. But they don't see the luck aspect of it because it's kind of nebulous, right? They just see that, oh, I put a lot of work into it and I became successful. Therefore, if I teach other people what I did, I can help them too. No, it doesn't work that way. Yes, it helps if you put on a fantastic show. It helps if you're really entertaining. That's going to give you a massive advantage over other content creators in terms of becoming successful. But that's not the only factor. It also has to do with who you're networking with and how lucky you are with like picking the right games to play, the right time to play those games, all this other stuff. It's just there's so many factors that go into it, and I think that the vast majority of these streaming coaches are falling into that logical fallacy. And I don't think they even see it. I think that most of these content creators really do think that they are going to be able to help all these people become successful. I don't think that they're like con artists or anything. I think they really do believe it. It's just I think they're wrong.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
isn't it kind of weird to because okay, let's say you're you're a big partner, you have thousands of viewers, and then you're gonna coach other people how to get as many viewers, but by doing the same thing you already did, but all the viewers you have, they're already content with, they have that stream already. They don't need the same thing again. If they want to see something else, shouldn't the coach teach a person to have an opposite or something else?
Yeah, a differentiating factor. Yeah.
Yeah, the trick there, and I have been getting a lot of snake oil salesmen and televangelist and medium vibes from a lot of these stream coaches, and I was trying to figure out why, because it just didn't feel right, but I couldn't articulate why, and that's not good enough for things to just not feel right. And I think it's because they give boilerplate advice. For example, Ashna Christ, all of her advice is basically just gathered from the biggest self-help books that you can find, the biggest, most general ones. And then she gives you the advice and she's like, but put your twist on it, which is the most nebulous thing that you could say. Because you can't, there is that differentiating factor, and
if you knew what was going to make you different, then it wouldn't be different.
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
would be doing it.
Exactly.
Right?
That
and
luck is a huge. I mean, I've just in the chat said I totally agree. Who is a partner? He says I totally agree with everything being said here. It's a great topic. It's a lot about luck, not necessarily about coaching someone into making it. But my Twitch journey, whatever, I find that's been really just full of luck. Like the fact that I'd say 50% of the people watching, probably even in the chat now, are Norwegian, and it's mainly because of just this one time that I was a fan of Donkey Boy, still a fan of Donkey Boy, great new single by the way, and I was following them on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I haven't heard from them for a few years. Went on the Facebook, and they said, hey, and they'd posted something saying, two of us are starting a Twitch channel. We're going to go live in the next few weeks. Be sure to follow us. So I was like, okay, hit the follow, hit the alert. And I happened to be at my PC when they went live the first time and tuned in and got to know them, started playing with them. As they became these really huge streamers in Norway, I got to know their communities, got to know Mellom. If I had not been there for that one time at the beginning of the stream, possibly, none of this would have happened. Same with the wrestling. I've always been a fan of wrestling. I fancied switching and putting the wrestling game on and, mock and imitating some of the subs and having them play and fight each other. And for some reason that seemed to, and I started that just as the new WWE game had come out. I thought nobody was going to watch this. This is just garbage, but it seems to have become popular between people who aren't even fans of wrestling. So you don't know whether it's going to work. It might not work, but it's definitely down to luck. And those people that who are like the coaches and say, yeah, I've become a partner because I've worked really hard. As Dagon said, so many people work really, really, really hard on their stream. They spend hours preparing it, making sound effects, preparing, drawing their own emotes, and like they put so much effort into their stream, and they don't become partners. I mean, maybe they're happy with that. I'm sure they are. Partner, just like the icing on the cake, but you don't saying that you're a partner because you worked really hard kind of dismisses those that don't work really hard. I said they do work really hard and aren't partners.
I think a lot of. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I think a lot of people, when they hear the word luck, they think of this like magical force. I think what people should actually think of when they hear the word luck is actually the word chance, which can actually be mathematically calculated. So like for example, the chance that any of us exist is a ridiculously small number. And I guess you could call it luck, but mathematically it's called chance. And it's kind of the same thing with the whole Twitch thing. Yeah. Like you can calculate the percentage of someone finding you. And then if you actually think about how small that number is, that's kind of where the whole like magical force thing comes in. So I think maybe it's just the language that we're using that is just kind of like arresting logic in people's heads.
Yeah, I that actually really resonates with me a lot. And I just saw it in chat, and I think so Colin Candy says that you can have great luck, you can have a great opportunity, and not use it in your favor too. And that actually really spoke to me a lot, because like these days my personality, and this I think comes a lot down to personality. My personality now is that, if I see an opportunity, any opportunity, I will seize it. It doesn't matter how much of a shakeup it is. If I think that I'm going to get a net benefit out of it, I will grab it. I wasn't always that way. Before I started streaming, I wasn't that way. I might not have started streaming if I hadn't changed, how I thought about things. But like a really great example in my personal life is that I was working like a mediocre paying job, doing mediocre work, and I was like content, and I didn't want to change. I was comfortable, I will say, right? And then I got approached for an amazing opportunity, and I turned it down because I didn't want I was afraid of the change, right? I was content. I was afraid I was going to screw something up and I would be unhappy. Well, that's very fortunate for me. That same exact opportunity came around again a year later, and I decided, well, I guess go out on a limb and just see how this works, and to just fantastic personal success. It completely transformed my life, and like that moment in my life kind of changed the way I view opportunities presented to me. Like when you see something, you have to grab it. And I don't know if everybody has that same outlook on things. I think a lot of people do get scared of change, and maybe they'll see an opportunity and they will pass it by. But I think that's a lot of it too. You over the course of your streaming career, you will be presented with certain opportunities. You might get you might see a game coming out soon that has the potential for a lot of growth, but it's different from the types of games that you might normally play. So you're like afraid to switch over and try it out. That would be like one example. You might meet the right. You might make friends with a partner, and they try to like prop you up or something, but you don't. You're not real. You don't want to like completely hop on board with that. There's a lot of things that can happen that not everyone's going to seize on. So I think that's a really good point, Golden Candy. It's really good.
Brenda says that luck doesn't. Yes, this is so true. The luck thing doesn't only go for the streamer. I think that finding a good community requires an equal amount of luck. Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was total luck that I got Brenda. That Brenda found me.
Brenda made our community.
Yeah. It's look for me.
Isn't that
Not for.
Isn't that so true? There are certain people that will find your stream that like kind of incorporate themselves into your community that like the entire rest of the community will like gravitate around.
Yeah.
I've found that true as well. Like everyone in my community is super important, obviously, right? But there are certain individuals in my community that everyone just kind of gravitates towards, and like they are pillars of the community. And it's really important to have that too. I mean, and you know, from Brenda's perspective, right? Like, it is a minefield out there. Twitch communities are a minefield. There are really terrible places out there on Twitch, you know, and it is hard to find a good community. It is really difficult. I have found that fortunately most of the like LGBT streamers are very inclusive and stuff, but even inside that category too, like you can sometimes find some like really super racist people, or even like I found transphobic people in the LGBT tag, and like
get out of here.
Oh
get
yeah,
get out of my community.
There's you know, so but I mean it's really difficult, you know, and when I do find really excellent communities like this one, I tend to stick around. I think that's but you know, it's important to have a good community, and from a streamer's perspective too, that's also luck. Like, well, it's a combination of luck. You know, you need to have the right people find your stream. At the same time, like if you sit there and you let garbage people come into your stream and you don't do anything about it, you're going to have a garbage community.
That was interesting. That was similar happened yesterday. It brings up, and it was chatted about in the mod channel on the Discord, and somebody came into the chat yesterday who obviously needed to have a wank and decided he wanted to talk like that in the chat, and I totally ignored him and didn't say anything. In fact, I brought it up here because Astral was the mod in the moment and just said, does your boyfriend top or bottom? And I'm like, wait, what? And like was really
Astral gave them the what for?
Yeah, was being really flirty, which I mean, someone's a bit flirty. I don't particularly like it because I don't react well to compliments at all. So that's just the worst. And then asked that question, so I just totally ignored it because I was actually playing. I was on a difficult level on the division, so I was able to ignore them. Didn't read the chat. And Astral says, "Can you refrain from asking personal questions like that, especially out of nowhere?" And then they said, "Oh, I thought this was a mature themed channel." Astral's like, "Well, that's not the point." And he goes, "Oh, I'll leave. Sorry for misunderstanding this channel." And everyone else in the chat like just did the face, you know, the face palm look like. It's I mean, yeah, exactly. My channel.
Get out of here.
I got the mature warning on here because sometimes I swear and sometimes I'll make innuendos. I've got a few sound clips of Brenda being utter filth, but it's not an explicit channel. I'm not there to talk about sex and stuff like that. My explicit doesn't fit into the community.
Yeah, didn't you know, Ben? Though you're a streamer, you're not a real person.
Yeah.
You're not real. You're not a real human being. Like people should be able to say whatever they want to. You're obviously a sexual aid to them. Yeah. I mean, like, come on. No, it's like what goes through people's minds. Seriously, like I run a pretty lewd stream. Like we're talking about like sexual stuff all the time, but it's not like I'm not sexualizing myself, and like chat is not sexualizing me. They're not sexualizing each other. They're not like forcing people to like partake in any kind of weird like erotic role play stuff that they might be into. You know, like you can have like a mature content stream, have like fun as adults, just like joking about stuff and things like that, not turn it weird like that, you know?
Can you imagine getting sexualized by like making a background behind your cam and stuff, and like making really sexual and stuff? It's like
I've seen a few channels
really
like that.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah, who would ever do that with live like certain websites? Yeah. But no, like stuff like that I do is like obviously tongue in cheek, and it's a joke. Whereas this person I think was really, and he also, this wasn't in the screenshot that'd been put on there, but they said like, "Oh, it was a pity because I thought Ben was a decent guy. I was gonna sub." and I thought he was a decent guy.
Oh, get the
you're
fuck
bad.
I was
out
like
of
using
here.
the yeah.
Not
You
even
can keep your $5.
Yeah.
It's like you can $5 you can get a subscription to some kind of adult channel, and you can watch as much as you want there. Jeez,
Right?
some people.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like you wouldn't, and it's as Colton says there. We talk about how thirsty chats in the LGBT community are. Sometimes, like this type of stuff, it's not the first time this has happened. But you wouldn't go into a female streamer or even any female or male streamer and go, "Hey, what type of position do you like having sex in?" It's just like it's not something. Even if it does, even this is
Some
not
people
mature.
do though.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of my female streamer friends, like I'll be sitting in their chat and like some weird people come out of the woodwork,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I feel really bad.
I've been in
because,
Flighty's channel
I feel
before.
I feel like women get the brunt of it. Like gay guys, I feel like get a little bit of it on Twitch, but like chicks have to put up with a lot of stuff on Twitch. Of course, they don't have to put up with it; they ban it, but they get subjected to it a lot, and it really sucks.
Yeah, it's not on whoever says it. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. It's true. I don't know. I find that the LGBT, as Baltimore says, just because we have an LGBTQIA plus tag on a channel doesn't make it okay to sexually harass the streamer. Yeah, they do. It does get thirsty sometimes. Not with my channel, luckily.
Yeah, like I pretty much let chat say whatever they want as long as they're not making anyone feel uncomfortable, including myself. And I feel like chat has a pretty good feel for where that line is for me. Like as long as you're not being like super creepy, and like trying to sexualize me and like make me a part of your fantasies or whatever, like anything goes, and like I'm okay with that, but
can't stop you. Just don't tell me about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to
what
sit
you want.
there? Yeah, you want to sit there with a pot of Vaseline, having a bit of a ham shandy, then fine, just don't tell me about it.
Yeah,
It's the only way I can watch that in stream.
There's so many other websites.
That's why you're always in a good mood when you come into my channel.
Literally.
Oh God.
Okay. But yeah, any other stream coaches?
We can't say that, Colton.
Any other? So speaking of stream coaches, so we've decided we need to be incredibly thirsty and horny, and that'll get us viewers. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Life advice.
Basically.
I'm looking at Ashna. I don't hate it. Ashna Christ bills herself as the first streaming coach. So I don't feel bad kind of picking apart her content because she has set the precedent for the entire business. So I'm looking at her channel, kind of like the spread of thumbnails that she has. And I get the feeling that she believes herself when she says, I want to help the community. But she says some things like, I believe in an economy of abundance, which is a really cool thought, but that's not how capitalism works, my gal. And that is the system that we are currently operating under. And I think that is unkind in a gig economy to kind of encourage that thought, because we're currently in an economy where getting a full-time secure job is nigh impossible right now. So she's coming up in here, and I don't want to use the word prey because that's malicious. I don't think she's being malicious, but she is kind of taking advantage of that mindset. Like, people have bills to pay and people have mouths to feed and rent to upkeep. So people are looking for the fastest, easiest ways to obtain comfort and safety in the gig economy. So I think she is kind of latching on to that, and she makes videos with the titles like "Get Twitch Partner in 2 months," which was basically her just talking about how she got Twitch Partner in 2 months, and that's like, there was no advice there, basically.
It's clickbait. Everybody uses it.
Exactly. And like all of her thumbnails are clickbait, which is fine. That's how YouTube works. But when I see her in this 9 easy ways to make money and go full time on Twitch thumbnail with her fanning out some $20 bills, I feel like she's being disingenuous. especially when she says, you know, this is really hard, and you know, only people who work hard will make it. But doesn't matter how hard you work because of the whole chance factor. And I really want to use these harsh words like prey upon and take advantage of. And
But it's true.
yeah. And I guess the reason why I'm hesitating is because like I'm trying to keep in mind that I don't know her motivations. I can only make assumptions as to what her motivations are by her actions. So
I can tell you what her motivations are. It's the same as everybody. It's money.
yeah, like
you know,
because in a capitalist society, the way that you obtain safety and security is with money. So
But in
Yeah.
countries that you pay insane taxes and stuff, we don't have to worry about it that much.
yeah.
So we can
And-
do fun stuff for fun.
And like some of the videos that she does, I'll say maybe like 1 in 10 videos that she does is actually like really sincere. Like she did one like telling people to back off of like, you know, women streamers who show off their cleavage or whatever. Like that was a sincere one that was good, and I didn't have any problem with it. But then she has this mental health video that is actively dangerous because she gives you like the basic doctor advice when you go to the doctor for the very first time and say, I think I might have depression. They'll say, okay, we need you to change your diet. We need you to exercise. We need you to drink more water. We need you to do whatever, and then come back to us in 6 weeks, and then we'll talk about that. That's her advice. But then she links and kind of advertises for online therapy at the end of her video. That's dangerous because the people on those sites don't have doctorates at all. And they you know, you have to buy like a minimum of 4 weeks of therapy, and they charge you all up front. And they're just, it's so dangerous to do that. Like, if you need help, you need to get professional help. You can't get one-on-one therapy online and have it have the same effect.
But here in Norway, we have like you can have like online, but then it's like you get the number from the state or
right.
Yeah.
And like people who don't have doctorates in, you know, the necessary fields, unless you're like in a doctorate program and you're looking to save money, at least that's how it works over here in some places. You really do not have any business telling someone who's struggling with their mental health how to fix it. So
I thought this was illegal. It's not legal here to do that.
Yeah, like it's.
I feel like Ashley Christ was way outside her lane, and okay, stream coach, fine, stick to stream coach. Do not pretend like you can help people with depression if you are not a professional. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I got people coming into my stream all the time. They're like, "Hey, I'm depressed and stuff." I'm like, you know what? That's really terrible. You need to go talk to a mental health professional about it. I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm a dude that plays video games. You know, you can talk to me. I'll be an ear for you to like vent to, but that's all I can be.
Right.
You know, it's.
That video made me so fucking mad. I think May was watching it with me, and we both kind of like commiserated with how mad we were at her, because when she was like, "You should eat better," she had like video of her like eating a salad or something, and I was like, "Girl, I have eaten so many salads, and I still have depression. If you have a miracle salad that I can eat to get rid of my depression, then I will listen to you. Until then, you can fuck right off with that salad."
That's so good.
That primo salad footage.
Hey,
Get out of
Emily.
my fucking face.
Emily in the
Why
chat
you
says money motivates them. This is very have salad. Salad makes me sadder. Money motivates them. That is very much like people tell you how to get rich fast. It's like, yeah, get rich quick scheme type thing. I know. Yeah, I think so. I think some people need advice. Well, I don't need advice, but just do it how you want. But yeah, if somebody really wants, you know, that they're streaming and they're thinking of stopping it, maybe because they're not getting any interaction whatsoever in the chat, you know, sure. But I don't know. I'm not going to tell people how they should behave. You go on the internet. If you've got loads of money and you want to kind of throw it at somebody to tell you some obvious facts, up to you. But
Basically, don't listen to us.
yeah,
We've been talking for 2 hours now about stuff we don't know anyway.
yeah. None of us are partners, so we can't talk. Now we can.
Well, I mean,
We've streamed a lot. We know people who are.
I'm just kidding.
you can also, like, as far as partnership goes, you can like, they can send you the email and you can be like, nah. So in that case, and as I understand, I know at least 4 or 5 people who have done that because they're just not interested. Like, they don't give a fuck about the check mark, and they're not really there for the money. So that's like, if that's the measure that you're using for success, then like, these people who are affiliates are totally successful. They just chose not to follow the partner route,
That's actually a really good point too. Like, I feel completely successful on Twitch, even though I'm not a partner. And like, in my head, I'm not a partner yet, right? but I'm not a partner. But I have found way more success on Twitch than I ever thought I did when I first started. Like, when I first started, I thought, you know what, I'll start streaming, and the occasional person will come by to chat with me while I'm playing a video game. And it's gone like way beyond that. And like, so I consider myself to be extraordinarily successful. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop driving myself to improve my content and stuff, but like, that's a good point. Success on Twitch is totally subjective from person to person. So how is a stream coach going to teach success if that in and of itself is a subjective measure,
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Sorry, hang on. On the subject of health, just real fast, I need to talk about how ableist this woman is. In one of her videos, she was like, how I got successful is I was never late and I showed up to every single stream. And I was like, that's cool. I have Mulleray's meningitis and it could flare up in like 5 minutes. So how are you supposed to help me? Like, and she'd like, apparently that's not me taking my shit seriously enough. I should fight through the meningitis or the depression or the anxiety or whatever. And again, really dangerous for her to kind of set that precedent. So,
but to be honest, I have been in all of my streams as well.
You have made 100% of your streams.
Yes. I've been in all of them.
And there's the other side, her and like a million other freaking content creators on Twitch are never late to their streams and always on time, and they're not all partners, and but yeah, like, in order to like be on time and make every stream, like, I'm sorry, people are human, some people have conditions, some people have things going on in their lives. It's not always going to be possible. And you know what? I think that for the most part, most communities are totally understanding of that too.
Yeah.
Like, your community isn't going to disappear if you can't make it to a stream one night. It's like, I'm going on vacation. I'm going on vacation for a week next month. For 8 days, I'm going to be gone. And I'm pretty sure my community is still going to be there when I get back.
That's how I know.
And if they get like angry or sad, that's just a compliment.
Exactly. I know I found a really good community because last year I disappeared for 4 weeks without notice. And when I came back, everybody just showed up as though I had never left. That's how I know I found myself a really good community. I sniped most of it from Ben's community.
Oh, I love the fact that we're all sharing communities. Like, I think it was Mellom. You didn't stream for 6 months or so. And then came back and everyone was still there.
Everyone was back.
Yeah.
That was great.
I know. It's great. And I think, getting a community is the way. If you want to grow, get yourself a community, and you can't teach that.
No.
All right, next.
Boom.
Second topic. Oh, also I just wanted to ask you, Flighty, how was that? You watched a video where 2 people were talking, 2 stream coaches, without naming names, like you were. There were a couple of stream coaches talking to each other, and it was a big circle jerk or something like that, you said?
I'll name names. It was Ashna Christ and Shadow Fox.
Okay, as long as I don't get banned for these. I don't know whether naming names and stuff like this is against TOS, so I'm trying not to.
No, I think you just can't like send your community after people. Like let's
Okay.
be clear about that right now. We're not saying go harass these people because like we might disagree with things they say. That's not what we're saying.
I'm gonna come over there and talk to y'all if y'all do that bullshit.
Yeah.
So
This community doesn't do that. Though. I know Ben's community; they're all good people. We don't do the mob mentality thing here.
yeah. Shadow Fox apparently I tuned out so many times while she was talking because she was talking about like how people were jealous of her success and how there was like Twitter drama and like I tuned out for that. But when she was talking with Ashney, she said, "Oh, I was really jealous of you, but then I decided to reach out and talk to you and, see what you thought about, streaming content." And then she became her own stream coach. This is another dangerous person, probably even more dangerous because she offers some content for free, but her shit is more of like an obvious grift. Like I get a pickup artist like vibe from her. I don't know if anybody here has ever been to a pickup artist website, but you just, unless you are so naive, you look at that content and you're like, obviously you're shooting from a wallet right now. Because, you have words like success in all caps and bold and, like little red flags like that. One of her sponsors is like a supplement of some kind. And it uses words like nootropics and and I just like
the brain supplements.
Yes, the like brain and energy supplements, and it's like
snake oil.
Is that
literal
the stuff
snake oil?
Literal actual snake oil, and like I just
is that the stuff that Alex Jones sells on InfoWars?
Yeah,
probably,
and yeah, like Jordan Peterson and all them, all the alt-right like folks, who like call people soy boys, but then their supplements are made almost entirely of soy.
Dear me.
So again, like obviously that's somebody who's just gunning for money, and they saw that as a sponsorship opportunity, and then they were like, yeah, I can get on board. I don't know what's going on here, but I can pay my rent. So and basically it was just them talking about their own personal stream journeys and like talking about how hard it was for them. I almost gagged when I said that. I almost had a visceral reaction when I said that. So yeah, it was just a really just frustrating podcast to watch. I watched the whole thing. You're welcome, so you don't have to.
All right. Mate says the biggest problem I have with stream coaches though, and just leaves it there. What is it, May?
I know. Like I'm on the edge of my seat. Like I want to know.
Yeah. What's his biggest problem?
Tell us, May.
I feel a paragraph coming.
Yeah. He's writing. He's furiously writing.
Yeah.
I got some really good notes from May during my research stream. I have like entire like chat paragraphs like copied and pasted with his permission.
Brilliant. Is that they're not
that was
real?
Such a fun stream.
Is it super boring? I'd never like I'm going into this blind just from Twitter. Just from like reading Twitter, just putting the breath behind the paywall.
Have you all noticed there's so much Twitter drama around stream coaches too? It seems like wherever stream coaches go, drama is just like all over the place.
There. And the people who are pro stream coaching are so rabid when they come to when it's time to like defend.
Oh yeah. Like when Ashley Price said that kid's content was garbage on Twitch, and like her entire base like came to her rescue, like she didn't mean it like that. No, there's and you don't know what you're talking about. And like my favorite was the ones who are also saying, "Oh yeah, your content is horrible." It's like, what? Stop!
Yeah,
it's a little kid.
Yeah,
I will.
There's someone
in Ashney's defense, when she issued an apology, it was like a legit ski apology. It was like, "I'm sorry for what I did," as opposed to "I'm sorry you got offended." So
yeah, that was.
I'll give that to her. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I'm still not convinced that that's how she meant it, because it was like a personal reply to a particular
Yeah.
streamer.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
at least she apologized.
Yeah. I never,
Yeah.
I never
Like
noticed.
if she does it again.
I never noticed the drama like until it was mentioned about the Twitter drama with coaching. Because there's another guy who I follow, really nice. I actually sub to him. He's hilarious. Called Green Dumpling. Do you know him?
Mm-mm.
He's
Oh, I love Green Dumpling.
He is amazing.
He's great.
He's made now.
Yeah.
You follow him on Twitter. There is drama. There's always drama on his Twitter. It's so entertaining to read. And then I saw like a couple of days ago he was tweeting about one of these really popular stream coaches, and I was like, it must be I don't know. Drama and stream coaching just goes hand in hand. It's interesting to watch. Here we go. May's thing. May's thing is here. Okay, the problem that May has. They target their shit to new streamers and try to make it that they'll guarantee success. And like I said, it doesn't work like that. All those that sell their services, it's practically predatory, and it mainly only furthers their business. But how do these, like, there's so many people that speak positively about their experiences. Are there not any people that took these, like, that paid for these stream coaches and have like failed, just couldn't get more than, you know, to them would be a failure? Or is it?
I'm presently searching for that because the more I think about it, the more I think I'm gonna do an analysis video on it. It's gonna take a few months because I don't want to talk out of my ass about anything. I want my shit to be airtight, so when the inevitable Twitter mob comes, then I will be good to go. But I have yet to really find anybody who has like looked at these services and they were just like, nope, I don't know. It didn't work for me, you know. And I think that might be because the advice that they offer is so boilerplate and generic that you can't fail largely. Like the minute you start talking to your chat, oh, people are gonna start sticking around because you acknowledge them. Like that's human interaction 101. We all learned that when we were learning how to communicate with our parents, you know. So
yeah, I totally get it. Like that's my biggest thing with stream coaches is that they practically guarantee success. They're like one of Ashley Christ's videos was literally become a Twitch partner in 2 months, and it's just like, you know, you can't do that. It is predatory. You're going to smaller streamers and you're saying, if you listen to me, if you pay me money for my coaching services, if you do this or that, you will be successful. And that's not the case. You might be more successful if you implement some of their ideas that make sense to you and all this other stuff. But you're not going to become successful if you follow their word to a T. It's a fake guarantee. It's not something that's going to happen. And I think it's really scummy when some of these people come out here and be like, yeah, give me $60 and I'll make sure that you're going to be successful. Like,
she has a video literally entitled "How to Make Your Viewers Love You." Literally.
I feel sick now.
Yeah.
She posted that shit 3 days ago. Oh my god, I'm so excited to watch that when we're done here.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm gonna trick all of you to love me.
I know how to make y'all love me.
Oh.
Hashtag Twitch thoughts.
Okay, now, so some ways of people, how they would grow. This is how I'm going to segue into our second topic. Some people say that the way to grow is to join a stream team where your friends will lurk in your channel. I mean, there are different stream teams versions and like what they constitute as actual stream teams, which we will definitely go into. But yeah, some people grow with these stream teams. Do they work? Let's ask Mellom, because he is actually a member of a stream team, but he's not one of the ones that you would associate straight away. It's not a stream team in the same sense as one of those that lurk for view, lurk so people get views. This is an actual team of friends. So, Mellom, tell us.
Yeah, so basically I was just, when Apex came out, you had to beat 3 people to play. So I was looking for like 2 people that were like I enjoyed to play with, and they could teach me to get better in the game. We started to play a little before that with like Call of Duty and stuff, and we just become good friends. They were in a team. There is a Leave as group. It's called Lag, and there's like in 1 year they've gone from like having 10 streams or something to become like 40 streams and 70 members. I'm not sure. And what we all do is basically just having it's basically what me and Ben already have been doing all along, with having like a common community.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I thought something else then.
Now we were having like a community and just having like fun together with on Discord and everything like that. And it's just like it's just the same, just it has a name basically.
Yeah.
So that's and I was like, because they asked me a couple of weeks before I joined if I wanted to join, and I was like, because I've been asked to join teams before, and I always said no because I don't want to like feel like I have to do anything they want me to do, or I don't want to. I don't like to play games like really competitive. I like to just enjoy them, have fun.
Really? I've seen you getting very tilted in Apex, Mellom.
Yeah, but I don't play it professionally. I mean, I love to be competitive, but I don't want to be professional. I don't want to. Yeah. So and I told them that this is the reason I'm not joining. I don't want to like join your team, and I have to like practice this much and do this, and so that was what I said, and he came back to me 1 week later like, that's not what this is about. You can do it if you want, but there's like, it has nothing to do with it.
It seems like it seems like the goal of that Twitch of that stream team is to hang out, make friends, and just have a good time together. Whereas I think a lot of these stream teams are getting a kind of a bad name for when their goal is just to get someone partnered or get someone views or get them loads of followers. So that I think those type of stream teams, the one that you're a member of, has been kind of sullied a bit by these ones that are just there purely to kind of prey on people who are new starting out and using them for follows. Because I don't know, I imagine, I think have you been researching about this, Flighty, like how it's a bit of a pyramid scheme where the more popular you are in a stream team, the more views you get, and the more of this that you do, you climb this pyramid, and it all benefits this one person really at the top, or this group of people at the top.
Yeah. Twitch Kittens, I think, is the most notorious one that I've found. Because it's run by just the one dude, and I guess he has maybe like a posse of like 4 or 5 or 6 other people, and then 9 million other people who are in the stream team, but are also like they're the folks who have 1, 2, 3 viewers maybe, and I feel like it's newer streamers who see that they have the option and they think, oh, maybe this is something I have to do in order to be successful. And I don't think that was the purpose of stream teams. I think the purpose of stream teams is kind of what we as a community have done without actually starting a stream team, is like getting to know other people who have, who like, for example, I'm a part of the Queer Women Game stream team. There are no expectations. It's basically just to get other queer women and non-binary people together so that we know each other exist. Because as a bisexual woman, it is really lonely in the LGBT community sometimes because there's a lot of biphobia.
Oh yeah.
So it's just really nice to like, to have access to other queer women and non-binary people. So that's the purpose of that stream team. And then there's the cookout that is mostly like minorities. There's a lot of Black folks, Asian folks from both the like South Asian area and like the actual like Chinese, Japan, Korean area.
There's a really good one.
Kind of trying to.
Oh, sorry. I think about communities. There was one, I think, transmission gaming of trans gamers, where they're all they work together as a group and kind of look out for each other, and they go into
I've never
each
heard of
other's
that
streams.
one.
Really recommend it. There's a wonderful trans lady called Elegant Syntax. I think I've hosted her a few times. Maybe you've seen her before. She's a wonderful streamer, plays a lot of Mass Effect. And it was positive about Mass Effect Andromeda, so I was instantly drawn to her.
Yeah.
And I noticed that she was part of Transmission Gaming, and I was like, oh, Transmission, what's that? I clicked on it. And it just seems like a really, like, communities like that are, for me, what a stream team is.
I have such strong opinions on stream teams, even stronger opinions than stream coaches.
Tell us all of
right.
them.
I hope you guys get settled in because I have a lot to say. All right. So, what's been discussed already is like spot on, first of all. I think that the vast majority of stream teams are a pyramid scheme. And it's not even just the promise of, if you join us, we'll like help, with lurks and stuff and get you a partner and all this other thing. A lot of these stream teams are there for the benefit of one streamer, and that's the founding member. Especially you look at a lot of these stream teams where like literally the founder's name is in the stream team. It's like the such and such streamer fam and like all this other stuff, and it's just like and a lot of these stream teams, they have like a bajillion people, and like there's like no barrier to entry at all. It's just whoever wants to be a part of the stream team, you're just in. And like there's no value in that at all. And I've been approached by 9 different stream teams now over the course of my almost 2 years of streaming on Twitch, and I've turned every single one of them down because of that, because it was always to the benefit of one streamer, or there were just already a bajillion people in there already, and like they didn't really resonate with me, or like the stream team didn't really resonate with my core values or whatever. And I'm actually not in a stream team right now. I did apply. There is one stream team, only one stream team that I've ever been interested in joining, and I did apply for it. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because there's like a lot of drama around it. But they dissolved right as they were going to accept me, and it was there was drama.
So you dodged a bullet.
Yes, I did. I dodged a big bullet. But no, the reason why I was interested in joining the stream team is because it was a very small, close-knit group of people who they really, like, if you, from an outsider's perspective, if you're watching this group of streamers, they really felt like a family. It's like they were always looking out for each other. They were very good friends. Like, you just watch them, you could tell that they were very good friends. They kind of reflected my core values. Like, I knew that, the people watching my stream would love watching their streams, would love their communities. And so I got to know these streamers really well. I started rating them and hosting them and just hanging out in their streams. And I'm still good friends with a lot of them, even though the stream team doesn't exist anymore. But that's what I'm looking for is, in a stream team. I want, first of all, the stream team needs to be not something that just anybody can join. Like, it needs to be quality content creators, people who are making good content that people want to watch, and it needs to be somewhere where I feel like I can be myself. If someone is having like a family friendly, a family friendly Christian stream, I don't want them to feel like they need to raid me, because that's not fair.
Y'all don't want none of this.
I'm not sure I want any of that.
Right.
And so it needs to be a good fit. And also, I don't want to feel pressured also to raid people and to host people in the stream team. I have tons of friends all over Twitch, and I want the ability to raid them and hang out with them and do all this other stuff. I don't want to be restricted in that. Just because they're not in my stream team, I should still be able to interact with their communities and stuff.
Yeah, that's the reason why I wouldn't ever be in a dream team, is because I'd feel like I was pressurized to, okay, you should really host this person. You have to follow all the people in this community, and I'm too stubborn.
And Yeah, and that's not necessarily how this one was. Without
Right.
going into details, I'm not going to say what the stream team was, but people of color in the stream team started to feel very uncomfortable because all the new recruits were white. And which in and of itself wasn't necessarily a problem for them. That's just like an issue that they raised. The issue was that leadership in the stream team ignored the problem and kind of swept it under the rug and didn't do anything about it. And so
Yeah.
they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're gonna leave, right? And then
Yeah.
the whole thing collapsed from there. So from an outsider's perspective, the stream team seemed great. Maybe it wasn't so great on the inside if it's not as inclusive as I thought it was. You know, I do want to be somewhere where, you know, people from all walks of life have a place. You know, I don't want to. So yeah. Anyway, I feel like I have a very strict set of criteria when it comes to stream teams, and so far that was the only one that kind of met that criteria from an outsider's perspective. I haven't seen it anywhere else. I'm not interested in joining a stream team that doesn't meet all of that criteria. So I don't think I'm going to join a stream team unless I see something like that, or maybe one day I'm partnered and I can create a stream team like that. You know?
Yeah.
I think I would only join a stream team if I knew everybody in it, and they were all people who I knew, and they knew that, okay, I wouldn't be necessarily hosting them. I might host somebody else. You know, it's just like a community where I can share the people. So the people who watch me know the other streamers that I get on with. Like, that's all it is for me. So the moment that I host, I love it whenever I host somebody and like 5 or 6 people in my chat follow them. It's just, I really enjoy that, and being able to share with my community the people who I also really enjoy watching. That would be my idea of like a perfect stream team, but I'm okay not being in one.
Yeah.
So
you really need a stream team. Like,
No.
I have so many friends across Twitch that like we're like, I feel like like, especially in the LGBT community, like, we have an unofficial stream team. Like, I raid and host the same people all the time. I'm always hanging out with the same people, you know? I'm always sharing my community with the same people. It's like, I don't know, maybe it helps to have that official name attached to it or whatever, but I don't know. I'm fine. I'm doing just fine the way things are now, you know?
Yeah.
That's an interesting point to bring up for like community and as far as like to kind of like bring everything together. Being in the LGBT community is kind of a different beast altogether from like the whole of Twitch. It's definitely like a subsection that kind of acts a little bit differently from the sea of brown-haired, white-faced dudes. And like that, even an even smaller subset would be like the trans streaming community. They tend to know each other and help each other out, like you said, transmission. The people of color, like the cookout, like I feel like all of those like particular communities approach Twitch a lot differently, and it works for them. So that kind of reinforces the whole like boilerplate. And that's actually a really good point. I don't think I've ever seen a person of color on Twitter. The only person of color I have seen talk about stream coaching was Ashley A. She posted that was the conversation that Dagon and I had a little discussion on. Ashley A. she posted this innocuous, or they posted this innocuous tweet. They were like, I think stream coaching is kind of dumb. And then the pro stream coaching community went in there and caused so much of a fuss that she fucking like deleted the tweet. And
are they like TERFs? It's like TERFs. If you say one thing, TERFs will appear.
And like they are not the kind of person to delete their tweets. They're the kind of person who does not give a fuck.
And I think it was I think it was Alexis IE, right?
Oh, Alexis, thank you, Alexis.
Yeah. I know her. I've actually been in her follow list for like a couple years now.
Yeah, like they're fine. And you know, like if like they are no nonsense. If you go in there and fuck around, you are going to be expelled. You will be thrown into exile. And I just think that's that's really indicative of how like vicious that particular mob is. To make Aisha just is that the name?
I don't know. I'm not an English teacher.
Shit. In any case,
Mm.
in any case, if you make someone who doesn't give a fuck all of a sudden, you're doing something wrong.
Mm.
You should probably evaluate what you are a part of if that happens. So
yeah, I feel like if my community ever like went after someone for like saying something like that wasn't like putting me in the best light, I would have to like really reevaluate like how I'm interacting with my community and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like being at the head of a community is like a huge responsibility, and if you're like enabling that kind of behavior, like if your community thinks that it's okay to go and like attack someone just because they said something that like doesn't make you look like, you know, the second coming of God, you know, it's like that you should probably reevaluate how you're interacting with your community and like the values that you're, you know, I guess leading them towards and that kind of thing, you know. It's like, yeah, everyone's gonna have their own thing. Yeah, everyone's their own individual person, right? So you can't obviously control what they do, but like I feel like if like your entire community is doing that, that's kind of indicative of something going on with you, you know?
Yeah, you can't control what they do, but you can condemn what they do. So
Yeah,
like if someone does that and you don't come forward and say, you are not welcome in my community if you do this shit, please reevaluate if you belong in my community. But she never does. So and there's a lot of contradictory stuff going on there too. Like she has a set of core values on her Twitch page, and like not taking the reins on her shittier followers definitely goes against those core tenets of hers. So I don't know. I'm tired, y'all.
Just quickly back to streaming. I had a thought about 10 minutes ago, and it's surprisingly it's still in my head. One thing I don't think I could join a stream team. So by going back to stream teams, is that I feel my community is a big mix. Like it's a huge mix of them. It's literally like half Norwegians, half LGBT people. It's really, if I joined one, I couldn't join a community that unless there's there's no community that kind of mixes those two. And as soon as you join like a stream team, you're kind of nailing your color to the mast and you're saying, okay, I'm part of this team. This is my identity. Whereas I don't. That's one of the reasons why I don't have such lewd stuff in chat. As soon as somebody starts talking about real kind of graphic stuff like they did last night. Sometimes, yeah, maybe if it was just an LGBT streamer, people kind of can relate to jokes like that, I'd have gone along with it. But I don't know, the community, the people that watch my stream tends to be really mixed. Whereas a lot of LGBT streamers, I notice it's usually in the chat, I wouldn't see it as mixed as mine can be. So that's why I can never really put myself in a box as what like type of streamer I am.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also the other side of it too. You don't want to, I wouldn't want to like limit myself just because of the like variety of people in my stream. Like personally, like I have a lot of straight people in my chat, in my community, and like we're always like making jokes about like dicks and docking and all sorts of sorts of things, and I feel like they've just like the straight people in my community, they just know that like that's what to expect out of my content. It's like it's something that they've, I guess, gotten used to, and like if that wasn't for them, they would have left like a long time ago.
Yeah.
There are going to be people who aren't don't identify as LGBTQIA, and they'll still like, it's just sometimes it's just for fun. Like what happened last night in your stream does not sound like it was like in good spirits, like it was not like all in good fun kind of thing. It sounded like kind of predatory and I think
everybody's stream, you have your own identity. Like mine, people want to talk about politics and serious chat and stuff. I'm all for that. You can do that there. There's a place for it. There's streams where people, if you want to talk about dicks and docking, I'm interested. I'm gonna have to go into your stream later, Dagon, and find out what that is. But I want to.
No, do you not know?
No, a doc was.
Okay, we'll educate you in my next stream.
Brilliant. I want to know. But I'm not ever saying that it's a bad thing that people do that at all. It's just some people's communities have different, they have different expectancies of what people are going to be talking about. And yeah, I can go into your chat and I'll, hear about some filth, which I enjoy just as much as going into Mellom's chat and talking about, I don't know, Bloodborne. What do you talk about in yours, Mellom?
We don't talk.
No.
We just
We sit quietly and watch. Nate says he doesn't know either.
That's actually a great tag on to what we were talking about earlier about a differentiating factor. I think all four of us up here present something different in our streams.
Yeah.
Like we all have different streams. All of our communities come to us for different things, and like that's a fantastic thing. Any aspiring streamers in chat, like find your different thing. What makes you different? What makes you interesting? What makes you bring people into your channel?
I'll just be yourself and yeah.
Give me $60 and I'll tell you more. No.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, we've got a load of comments in the chat. That's great. Apparently Brenda knows what docking is. Of course she does.
Did I miss the conversation on docking? Come on,
yeah,
y'all.
we found out that Ben doesn't know what docking is. I told him I
don't know what the fuck that is.
I think it's an American thing because Nate doesn't either. Also, Brenda was playing the skin flute yesterday. Interesting. And Brenda's now on a train with the guitar. First rule of Mellom stream: we don't talk in Mellom stream. Oh, Kaino knows. I'm gonna have to be informed, aren't I? No idea what that is.
Please Google that right now.
I bet you could use your
Is
imagination.
it like you have to place something
it has to do
somewhere?
with two dicks and foreskin, and I'll let you use your imagination.
Oh, maybe I have heard about this actually. Yeah.
Maybe they have like a different, very
Sure, Urban
English.
Dictionary will.
I don't feel like I need to know this.
You probably don't, Mellom. You're probably better.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Dear me. Okay. Any questions in the chat, by the way? Are there any Twitch things you want to talk? Is it like bridging? Says Astral.
What the fuck is that then?
That one, I'm not sure I know it. Oh, do I need to be taught something? I don't know what bridging is.
You have to be 3 people for that, or?
I feel like bridging is just another word for docking.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because it sounds like kind of the same.
Yeah, I can see that.
Zip says she has a question. Can I come and cuddle with the cat?
Yes, Grendel's waiting for you.
Grendel.
You're talking about the reasons why people come to our various streams, and then Grendel shows up.
Yeah, I was like, when Atty just started whining at me and looking at me, so I had to pick him up. He was like, I want to be on the stream. I think he's trying to get in. He's just whining at the door now. Come on then. Just sits at the door and whines until I let him in.
Just kicking him a bit.
Oh, don't grumble. Here he is. Look at that. He heard me talk about him and he just came up to the door. I was
So adorable.
like,
I would pick up my dog and show him on stream, but he's kind of big and he'd probably like claw me or something.
that'd be funny. Wow, look at the abuse. The poor abuse. Hattie's getting in the chat. Rat says Drex. Freya says kick the sausage. Wow.
That's the cutest rat I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, once a woman with 2 small kids went past and she was speaking, I think it was English or in Spanish, but I don't think she realized that I could understand what she was saying. And she was like, "Oh, isn't that an ugly dog?" About Atty, and I started saying, "Oh, look at those ugly children." But I refrained. Some people. Atty, you an ugly dog? You ugly? No.
He looks offended. He's like, "Why would you say that to me, Dad?"
Yeah. He does always yawn. Yeah, I get a little bit of a complex when I stream though, because Atty just yawns the entire time. We're all thinking. Do you have? Brenda says, "Do you know Mellom's butthole clip is? He's got a clip for his. Wait, what?
Butthole?
With me? Please link.
Here we go. Question from Colton. Oh, yawning. Okay, sorry. Well, we're getting through the question. That's fine. I follow a streamer who is adamant about not wanting people to raid them. Do you think people should ask permission before raiding, or does that take the fun out of the raid?
What?
I mean,
What?
Repeat that.
Apparently somebody does not want to be raided. You can turn that off. If you don't want to be raided, you can turn that off.
Yeah.
Should they ask for permission before raiding, or does that take the fun out of the raid? Why wouldn't you want to be raided unless it's by like a giant kind of offensive community?
You know, I would feel really bad if I raided someone who didn't want to be raided, but like I've always
Yeah.
operated under the assumption that everybody wants to be raided. So
Yeah.
I'm glad this is a bullet that I haven't been hit with yet.
Yeah.
This is that's interesting. I've not ever heard of that before.
So because of
So-
toxic chat.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean,
But I
hmm.
guess like if you're like Shroud or one of those, you don't want to get raided all the time.
Yeah.
Because they would be raided constantly just to get
Yeah.
their name out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can turn it off.
'Cause
Or it says, oh, you can make it so
Because,
only friends.
you can't like host those people.
Yeah. I don't know. I've
Like-
never I listen, y'all want to raid me, you come raid me any day
Yes.
of the week, all right?
Hey.
But
That's
I'll be
what
there
she
in
said.
6 hours.
You can raid me too, but be quiet.
Yeah.
There'll be no talking aloud.
No talking. It's the ban if you speak.
Yeah, no, I've not encountered that. I've not ever like I sometimes I do blind raid people. It's really rare when I do that. But
Yeah.
sometimes I do, and they've always been like super grateful for it.
Mm.
I actually stopped doing that though because I've had a couple not so great experiences
Yeah.
blind raiding people where either like the quality of the stream was like not that great, like the microphone was like super crackly and like would break your speakers or that kind of thing, or the last time I did it, it was someone did not have super positive attitudes toward LGBT people, and it
Wow.
was not a good experience.
Boo.
So, yeah. I don't really do that anymore. Now I kind of I spend a lot of my spare time like finding other streamers, and finding out who's good and all that stuff. And
Right,
I really
yeah.
rely. By the way, speaking of rating, I rely on other streamers that I know rating other people to figure out who's good and
Yeah.
who I should
Yeah,
follow and this kind of
absolutely.
thing.
Best thing, if
Yeah.
rather than blind raiding, because I don't do it anymore. Once I hosted a guy, I raided a guy who was playing the same game as me, looked cool, he had all, he was speaking, his title was in English, but he was Portuguese, or he was Brazilian and spoke Portuguese and didn't speak a word of English, despite the title being in English. And so I was like, okay, well, that was a waste of a raid. But yeah, so now a really good thing, if there's nobody in your follow list, or maybe you're wanting to freshen it up a bit, great thing is to ask chat. I've found some really cool people by just saying to the chat, hey, is there anyone you like that do you want me to raid? And I found a few interesting people through that.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
really good advice. You should be a stream coach, Ben.
Mm.
I'm going to write a book, but it'll $20 or $25 should we go for?
Ashney's ebook is a $20 pre-order, so definitely go for 25 just so you can.
Mine's the premium one.
you know, yeah,
The premium version.
her book. I was reading the chapters of her book. I think it's coming out like next week. The chapter titles of her book are the names of some of her videos. So she's basically regurgitating the information that you can get for free on her channel. There's also a little disclaimer at the bottom. I'm just remembering that this advice does not guarantee success.
Well, at least she's honest.
Yeah,
half the
it's
stream
fine.
coaches out
it's
there.
fine print at the bottom, though. You better believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well, I think that is the end of our Twitch special Click Play. Stick around for post stream. I'm gonna go and probably chill and chat to people. Oh, wait a sec. There's a question from Drex I've missed. Oh, here we go. Oh, I have a question. I missed that. Sorry, Drex. When you have a good amount of viewers and do raid someone and they have like 1 to 5 viewers and they say, oh, cool, thanks. How do you feel? I think some people maybe aren't able, some people are like grateful, and I'm not doing it to try and make someone be really grateful towards it. I just want to kind of cheer them up.
Yeah.
And if they're not that happy, sure, why not? I don't mind.
Does anybody in chat remember? I think it was a couple months ago that this happened. It was all over Twitter. Speaking of Twitter drama, where someone raided a streamer. It was like 30 people coming in to raid this streamer. The streamer had like, I don't know, 200 or 300 viewers or something. The raid comes in, and it was two people doing a creative stream, and one of the people looks over and they go, "Oh, that's not a lot."
What?
Yes, yes. I was like,
Oh.
oh my God, I would never, ever say anything like that. That's such a shitty
Jeez.
attitude to have. Like, I'd be thankful for anything. Like, to think about that. Like, some streamer thought that was thoughtful enough to come to my stream, share their community with me, and then to respond like that? No, get out of here.
I thank people I thank people who are not streamers that just send the host over, like they're just, their channel's hosting somebody and they just send the host over. Grateful, whatever. See there, Andinis is now hosting you. Thank you so much, Andinis. Andinis has never streamed, or he hasn't streamed in years, I don't think. So thank you, Andinis. Yeah, some people are rude and entitled. I know somebody though that did send over, they're a good friend of mine, they sent over a few hundred people on a host, and the person was like, "Oh, hi." And then like just went back to the game. So I mean, there's definitely a way of being thankful, of being grateful, I think. But I think some people just can't, are kind of awkward when it comes to showing thanks.
Yeah, I think some people have a personality where like they might panic. And they kind of shut down when they see that number of people there. Like maybe they're not used to it, and they're like they freeze up, kind of thing. I think that might be a lot of what that is too.
Yeah, I remember I think I was playing Elite Dangerous, and someone sent over a 40 viewer host back when I had like 2 or 3 viewers, and I nearly shat myself. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be nerve-wracking. If you're not used to that number.
Mm-hmm. So guys, please stick around. Drex wants to. Can I join the next podcast? Let you know, Drex. We'll. I don't know when the next Twitch special will be. This Twitch special is like every now and again, maybe every month or so, when we've got people and topics to talk about. The reason actually why we brought up the Twitch, the stream teams, was because somebody sent me a message and was like, "Hey, you can get the 30% of everything that you sell that's got our gear on it if you join our." And the only thing that they said, "Oh, I really like your community." And I was like, "Really like my community? The only thing you've ever said in my community is !Discord, so you could get my Discord and send me a message."
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing it's nonsense. It was a copy pasted stuff and they just put my name in it. It was a complete scam. So like whenever things like that come up, that's the reason when we do these. So I imagine like every month, and the rest of the time we do the normal Twitch ones. The normal gaming one, every other Sunday. So yeah, stick around. I'm going to probably play some. I was going to play some wrestling, but Dave's got the PlayStation because he's watching some Sky on there. So I'll probably do that next week. Instead, I'll play some Amazing Division 2. Go back to Minecraft, you child. All right. So let's go and say goodbye to all our beautiful streamers, starting with the one, the only pussy fondler herself, Flighty Broad. How do we find you?
My link is right there. Please visit my Twitch channel.
Other side, Flighty.
Oh, is it over here?
Yeah.
Please visit my Twitch channel. You can also get a link to my YouTube channel where I do video game analyses and reviews, which I am very proud of, and I don't care if you enjoy or not, you should still watch them.
You should have, even if you don't care about the game. Most of the time, like when Flighty's, I have no interest whatsoever in Warframe, but I'll happily just sit and chill and chat with you when you're playing Warframe. Although I've not seen you play it in a while on stream.
Oh, it's mostly off stream these days, so.
Oh.
I enjoy your reviews, Flighty. They're great. No, seriously, you all need to go subscribe to her YouTube channel. She does amazing reviews.
That's true. And Flighty is now on Open Critic. Although she will be when she sends me some info. Yeah, put it on there as well. Mellom, I just noticed your last thing you streamed was Satisfactory. What do you think of the game, just very quickly? I should have asked this at the beginning.
Well, that stream, I was streaming for 10 minutes because I had to help a friend. But I only played it for like a couple of hours. It seems really cool.
Nice.
I think it's going to be like everybody that loves Factorio going to just love this game. And yeah, it's going to be great.
Ooh, excellent. I'll look out for that one. How do we find you, Mellom?
I am Melloman on Twitch, and I'm Mellom Twitch coach on YouTube.
On YouTube. Go on YouTube. And Dagon, our lumbersexual furry over there, how do we find you?
Wow, I am triggered right now.
Which part?
You can find me over on twitch.tv/Dagamar. You can find all the links to all my social media stuff there. And I normally play D&D on Sundays, but our DM is sick. So we're going to probably be playing Divinity Original Sin today. But you can find me Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're playing multiplayer games for a while until I get caught up on my YouTube stuff. And we're going to be playing Dragon Quest 11 starting on April 15th. So if you're into JRPGs, swing by April 15th. I'm going to start that.
I'm going to judge whether I buy it on Switch or not based purely on your stream. No pressure.
Okay, well, your experience might not be as lewd as mine, but
I don't mind that. If I want no lewd, I will watch my own. But I'm gonna enjoy it. All right, well, thanks guys. Stick around. It'll just take me about 3 or 4 minutes to stick the alerts back on and change the color of the chat back to normal and stuff like that. So I'll be back with some Division 2. In the meantime, thank you very, very much to you three for joining me. We'll be back with a normal click click play next week. We're coming up to click click play 100 soon. We're gonna have a massive big thing going on there. We'll have like a mix maybe of Twitch and gaming. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Stick around, and thank you everybody in the chat. It's been awesome. Catch you in a bit. Bye bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye bye.